Start recording. Multi-view. What the hell? I don't want multi-view. Turn off. So what's been the hardest part of, or what's the hardest thing about having CIDP? Honestly, walking. That's been the hardest part so far. Specifically, my first symptom and a very common symptom of CIDP is foot drop, which more or less exactly how it sounds. Your foot can't really hold upright when you're walking, so mine instead just droops. When it was first starting up, that was the main reason I was falling down so much. I'd literally be walking with my shoes, catch a little bit of the toe, especially rubber edge shoes, any that came up at the front. I'd catch it and just straight down. I had a couple really bad falls. I took my tooth down on a rock out in the parking lot one day a couple months ago in the summer. One time it was actually even worse, not falling. I was walking on a tile floor, which had been for some reason the toughest one to walk on. You know, the basketball like screech you'll get when you're on like one of those like buffed floors. Well, basically that happened one time when I was walking inside a store. My foot popped, and then instead of falling, I caught it, but my leg couldn't react in time, so I basically just hyperextended my knee. That one was really painful. I remember, funny enough, the employee there had a leg brace on. He had just gotten ACL surgery, so he was extra helpful in that situation. The foot drop and having that issue was the main thing that kept me from really going anywhere. I mean, even going to doctor's appointments, the hospital in particular, was really hard to walk through. You know, my cane helps me stay up, but if I catch that toe, I would just go straight down. You know, my reaction time basically, I got cut in half when it came to falling, maybe even more than half a little bit. And yeah, it was just really, really easy to go down. My physical therapist eventually recommended something called AFOs, which are ankle foot orthotics, or something along those lines. Basically the Forrest Gump braces. You know, in the beginning when he's got his legs all geared up before he starts running from the truck and they just fall off heroically, which is, I'm hoping, kind of how mine goes. But they've come a long way since then. Now they just kind of look like the back of a boot. Still pretty strange looking, pretty uncomfortable, but fortunately my physical therapist brought up like alternatives, which I ended up getting some of these. They're called the Sabo Steps, and these things are amazing. So I've got this thing right here, get it in focus for you. It's pretty cool. It's got these strings here that actually attach to your shoes, so it holds it right up for you. Just kind of loosen it, and it's got the boa style. My hands are getting a little better, but they still don't work super well, so apologies for the shakiness and if I miss the wires here a little bit. After that, yeah, you just kind of tighten it. It will pull your feet up right around there. Hold the top of your toes up so your foot literally holds straight up. It feels like you're walking with flippers, but a lot better than catching your toes constantly. Straps on right in the back there. Don't know if you can see it, same little boa thing. And it's got this little magnetic strip on it. Which, yeah, it just kind of comes up and you can just latch it right around and it just latches right on. It's really safe actually so far. Saebo Step. Ooh, shaky. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, Saebo Step, and you can get it right off their website. They come with these little things that you can attach. Shoes here. Basically comes with these little things. So these are my normal shoes. Shout out Balance. And comes with these little guys on here. I don't know how well you can see those. Yeah, so basically these just screw into your eyelets, and it's got one little opening on the edge, which is where the strings, the wires feed through, and yeah, basically holds your foot up really well. I'll pull a little footage up here in just a second of me walking with these. It makes it a lot easier to practice walking up the stairs, which is something in particularly hard, where you really don't want to catch your toe while you're either going up or down a staircase, more importantly down. Luckily, haven't had any like bad stair falls in a couple of months, basically thanks to the Sabos. And they make a lot of other little like alternative braces, things like that. A big part of it that was hard for me when I first was suggested the AFOs, like the Forrest Gump style ones, was just the look of them. You know, I didn't want, I'm already pretty young walking with a cane, so it just kind of, already a lot of people would stare at me when I go out. Not particularly proud of walking around with the cane, something I'd like to get rid of pretty soon. So I didn't want to draw like too much more attention to myself, even if it helped me to walk, I'd be willing to go for it. However, these are super low profile. You'll see in a minute when I show some clips of them. But you know, you got long pants on, especially dark shoes, dark socks, or dark pants, everything. You honestly can't even really tell these are there. Although they're pretty sleek compared to the way the other ones look. The other ones are just kind of white. They go behind the back of your leg. Those are really great though, because you can use you can use an actual AFO with shoes on or off, which comes in handy a lot. I usually don't use the AFOs too much in the house. I should, but I've gotten a little bit better. My foot drops started reducing a little bit. Foot drop started reducing just a little bit on my left foot, and I'm getting closer to the limp. These things are sold separately, so you know, if you only have foot drop really bad on one side, it'll run you about $150 US for one of these, with the whole kit to attach them and everything. Replacement wires and screws are really, really cheap overall. I've got another set just in case another set of the strings, I mean, in case these breaks. You know, you don't want to be caught somewhere where these break, and then next thing you know, your foot drop's going to keep you from even getting back to your car or something. I'm going to go through some like exercises here soon about what to do to kind of counteract the foot drop. Like I said, my left side is working a lot better. Everything started on the right side of my body initially. My right foot has the really bad foot drops. That one might take a little bit longer to get back, but you know, these AFOs make it a lot less intimidating to go outside. I don't feel like I'm gonna fall. Still unsteady and, you know, pretty wobbly out there on the course, but the AFOs keep me from worrying at least about catching that toe, which is the easiest way that I would fall all the time. So overall, pretty big game changer. Let's dive into some footage with that real quick, and I will see you guys in a sec. First stair attempt in a while. AFOs and a cane. Sunny in January. Let's go. Can we meet again? You can follow me with it too. Don't hesitate to move around that camera. Ooh, the stairs are getting better right now. Alright, so I usually wear these on both feet, but I just kind of wanted to show the difference of what they make here real quick. So if I have shoes on, they've got the rubber on the front, so real easy to trip on these. So, you know, I'm going to lift my left foot up, nice and steady. That one's like ready to walk. I could honestly even tighten that a little bit more. So it just tightens like that. And you can see like my foot kind of remains flat. It's not having any of that drop issue. Not going to catch the bottom of my toe. Still wobbly on walking, but you know, you can tell. Even with my pants rolled up too, they're pretty subtle. And then without it, let's see here. So without it, we're going to lift it up, and yeah, so you see it's got kind of that drop. You know, you can imagine already being like wobbly on walking, or if you're suffering from foot drop, it's real easy to catch that toe there and just kind of catch and like fall forward, basically. You know, you can see if I like hold my foot up and it just drops. I can't really like pick that up on its own. It's just kind of flopping. But with the AFOs, Saebo Step really helps like kind of hold it upward on there. nice and clean. And with the pants down, if you're wearing long pants and you want to stay subtle about it, you don't even notice it hanging on right there. And these are even a little tighter on the bottom, but pretty subtle if you were just walking around there, especially with like black shoes as well. So it's nice, you don't get the Forrest Gump race stare or anything. Definitely helps a lot. It's a lifesaver on the stairs especially. They're not too hard to get off as well. Just kind of take the back off, and then there they go. And just to show you the difference it makes on that one foot. So see, now that foot even drops a little bit. So definitely a big lifesaver out there on the course. It really makes it a lot easier. Something that a lot of people, myself included, never even thought about until it affected me. But it's pretty hard to walk when you can't keep that foot up, and every pair of shoes I've tried has kind of had an issue with catching the toes until I put the AFOs in. Honestly, thinking about getting another set of the clamps and putting them in a few other pairs of shoes even, so I can kind of switch around. Or I live in Seattle, so you know, it gets pretty wet out here. If one of my shoes get soaking wet or something and I need to go somewhere the next day, might be nice to have another set of shoes with them. So if you do get these, I kind of might even recommend buying another set of the clamps and wires. I think they're like $8 or something for the replacement ones, and really easy to put on. It's just, still got it right here, just a little screwdriver kind of thing right there. You can barely see it, but just a small screwdriver, like an eyeglass type one, and opens right up. Or sorry, I think this might actually, yeah, this is actually like an Allen wrench, just a really small Allen wrench. But you just take the shell off, it's pretty obvious how to put the wheel back on. I replaced them the other day. I'll do a video again soon of how to replace those as soon as I have it back, or as soon as I need to switch another one back in. Anyways, yeah, so these have been great. Really, literally a lifesaver if you're dealing with foot drop for any autoimmune disease, diabetes, really anything that's causing that issue with walking. They're a fantastic helper, and they also help kind of remind that muscle to keep that upright position, so when you're walking you can worry less about tripping and focus more on getting, like, you know, your normal walking positions back. And totally worth the money if it's a problem you're going into. I'm not sure, but insurance might even help depending on which one you have. Mine wasn't able to help with them, but yeah, overall they're great. I'm gonna link the description to them down below. Awesome company, great customer service too. If you need to get in touch with them for any reason or get some replacement parts, or you have any random questions, like I didn't know how to put it in like slide-on shoes. They don't have the eyelets, but really simple. They actually had a little clamp kind of way to do it. Yeah, Saebo Step really help with your foot drop. AFO alternative, still recommend having your regular AFOs, but if you want to keep it a little more like low profile, these things under the pants, really nice. Pretty comfortable too overall. So see you guys next time.